Okay, great. Well, let's see if anyone else is able to make it today, but we can get started. Our theme today is weighty matters. So we'll be doing a lot of heavy work with the weights. Even though they're light weights, they start to feel heavy after a while for sure. So we're going to start with a second position plie to releve in our warm up. Well, first let's set our bodies, feet under the hips, start to engage those inner thighs. Rotate that pelvis under just a couple of degrees by holding in the core. Lift the rib cage up off the waist, roll the shoulder blades down the back of the head, over the back of the spine. Nice. So feel this alignment throughout the class. We're going to step into our wide second position, feet wider than hip distance, toes turned out, but not all the way out, making sure that when we drop into our plie, we can see our knees on the inside of our toes. So we're going to plie, come up to releve, plie, releve, plie, releve, plie, releve. Just starting to warm up the lower body, warming up the glutes, the quads, the calves. Releve. 4, up, 3, 2, 1. Stay down here. Releve, down. Lift the heels, down. Lift. And of course here, trying to keep that upper body very upright, very tall, not bending forward from the hips or the waist. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rise up. Next warm-up move, we're going to do our batma. That's the straight-legged kick, starting in a first position, keeping that leg in turnout. We'll put our arms out for balance. Sweep, 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 sweep. So kicking that leg up into the air, holding the upper body steady if you can, keeping that turnout in the hip. Kick, kick, batma, batma. 4, batma. 3, batma. 2, batma. Last one, batma. Nice. Our very last warm-up move, we are going to do some ups and downs. So feet a little wider than hip distance, but not in a full second position. We're going to have our arms out flat back here. Start with just a bend, sort of an unweighted Romanian deadlift, and then a windmill, bend, windmill to the other side, bend, windmill, so touch the opposite foot, bend with a flat back, touch the opposite foot. So trying to keep a flat back throughout this movement, getting a little bit of stretching going for those hamstrings. Dynamic movement here. And touch, bend, and touch. A couple more reps. Bend and touch. Bend. Nice, really good form. Touch. Last set. Bend and touch. Bend and touch. Hold this flat back here, just reaching, bending toward the center, flat back, arms out, pulse, 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 not dropping the head. Gaze is straight down, not down between your legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Shake it out. I hope you are a little bit warmed up. I know for some reason it feels very cold in our house today, so I appreciate the little warm up. Let's pick up our weights. We're going to start with a 90-degree raise countdown. So you have your little weights or your water bottles or just body weight is going to work here. So roll your shoulder blades down your back, tall, 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 engage that core, lift the rib cage up off the waist. We're gonna count down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. We're keen to keep it up here. Just switch, switch. So in the switch, engage that core. We are not letting the rib cage rotate above the hips. Everything is staying strong and in the same place, except for those arms. For 8, 7, engage those inner thighs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Nice. Good. First strength move. We're going to do an upright row now. So we'll stay standing, engage that core, feet under the hips this time, row and down. So really lead with your elbows. Elbows should be up higher than the arms, unless that hurts your shoulder. If that's hurting your shoulder, just squeeze to an angle that works for you. Lift and down. Lift and down. So the weight is just kind of hugging the body up and down, feeling the work happening in the back and in the shoulders for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to pulse. Keep it up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. So feel this pulse in your back. It should almost just not even feel like you're moving your elbow up and down, even though you are moving your elbow up and down a little. But really feel this work concentrated in the shoulders and the back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set them down. Coming into our tricep pulses. So feet hip distance, soft knees, hinging at the hips, strong through the core, straight back, no booty out, no booty in, nice straight back. Roll the shoulder blades back, lift those weights behind you, and we pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Nice straight back, Jonathan. Awesome. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Beautiful, you guys. Trying to keep those weights up above the booty while we pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. We're going to change up this movement a little bit. Just a little bend of that elbow. Little bend. That elbow is going straight up to the ceiling. You're not letting it flare out. Just a little bend of the elbow up, 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 up. Yes, so this should still feel like a whole lot of work, just in a different way. Up, up. 8, 7, 6. We're not going to be done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, and in. Recommit to having those shoulder blades down the back. Roll the shoulders back to keep those arms way in the back, hands above the booty if you can, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Awesome. Coming into our together ups. So we are going to have our weights or hands connected at the center, elbows almost connected. They're going to open up a little as we lift up, up, and up, and up. So right now we're just coming to parallel with those arms, Even with the shoulder parallel to the floor, not coming below that, we'll change up our range of motion soon enough. For 8, 7, really work on getting those elbows together at the bottom. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now all the way down, all the way up to open, all the way down to meet, all the way up to open, down and up, down and up, coming to meet, and then just shoulder distance at the top. We're not opening into a V or anything. We're just pushing up, come to center, up, come to center. Feeling this strength that we're building, holding on to your core for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep them together. Just pulse, 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 pulse. Keep going with this pulse, drawing your elbows together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Our last move right here, we're going to bleed our strength move into the bar. So our last move for here, let's get into a first position. And we are going to do crossed bicep curls. So we're going to hold our arms at 90 degrees. Try not to let them ever fall below there. Cross and touch, cross and touch. Elbows always squeezed into the thighs, the sides glued right there to your waist and your rib cage. Cross, open the arm back up, not coming below parallel if you can, keeping that constant tension here on our biceps. Those together ups started the work on our biceps in addition to our shoulders. So my biceps are already definitely feeling like they've done some work. Touch, touch, 4, touch, 3, touch, 2, touch, not letting go, 1, touch, up, down, up, down, up, down. So about halfway up, or really a quarter of your range of motion, up, up, down, up, down. Awesome strength through that first position. Feel your thighs really squeezing together toward one another, zipping up, dip up, up. Tall, tall, tall. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Pulling out our chair. Keep your weights handy today. Normally we're done with the weights, but today, because our theme is weighty matters, we are going to hold on to those weights and use them during both our bar series and our core series. For now, we're just going to start with our chair squat. I'm going to use a ball between my thighs. You can squeeze a pillow or a towel, or just simply squeeze your thighs together. Holding on to that chair for balance. Unfortunately, it's not fixed, but we'll still do our best to sit back into another chair. Sit back. Sit back. Nice. Pushing those glutes all the way behind. Really working to keep those knees in the same place in space. Knees are not moving forward as we sit back into our chair. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna hold. And hold, 2, 3, 4, squeezing those thighs together. 7, 8, staying here. We pulse, 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 pulse. And I'm gonna try to stand up as tall as I can without having a fixed anchor here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pick up your weights without letting go of that work that you're doing right now if you can. 1 weight in each hand, drop to one side, drop to the other. Doing a little bit of oblique work with our cores. So your hips are fixed in place. You're not moving them side to side. As tall as you can with that torso, keeping the bend in the knee to work those thighs. Reach for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weights aside, we're gonna do our second set in releve. Releve always optional. We can get a little more depth in that chair squat in releve because we've shortened our calf muscles. So let's push back, stand up, push back, stand up, sitting down, standing up. Nice, push it back. Beautiful, you guys. Push. Nice, heels up off the ground. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're going to start with that hold. 2, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Lift your heels up if you can. 6, 7, 8, and we pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your weights. A little more balance challenge here. If you are staying up on your toes, side to side, side to side. Feel those core kick in a little. It should be helping you balance. Squeeze the thighs together to assist your balance for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your heels down, stand up, set your ball towel or pillow to the side. We are going to keep one weight here. We're going to come into Arabesque with our body parallel. So you'll have your leg next to your chair is your standing leg. You're going to lift up your other leg. So we're coming, let's see, here to parallel, really working to keep those shoulders parallel to the floor, not opening up the shoulder. We're going to fly with that weight, fly. Really think about shoulders and hips, both totally parallel to the floor, fly. Beautiful, nice, fly. And I'm not super concerned about the height of your leg that's an arabesque. I'm much more concerned about the alignment of your body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're going to pulse. 3, 2, and pulse, pulse, pulse. Squeeze that shoulder blade behind you. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Feel this work in your shoulder. Pulse, pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Switching sides. So again, the leg that is next to the chair is your standing leg. You're going to extend the other leg, set up your hips and your shoulders to be parallel to the floor. Weight in the outside arm, lift into that fly. Lift into that fly. I'm really not at all in the camera. Lift. Lift. Beautiful, you guys. Squeezing that shoulder blade behind. Feel this work in your back. We've already done a ton of work for our shoulders today. So let's really give our back the chance to shine. 8, 7, 6, get ready for our pulses at the end of this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5. Actually, I'm going to start over. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Awesome. So that should have worked your back and also that standing glute quite a bit. We are going to get one of our paper plates or gliders now. So we can do a rear lunge on the glider. So we're going to get our chair in position. Both feet are parallel. Back foot is going to glide behind. Draw it back up and let me move forward so I'm not coming off the rug. Okay. Back behind, draw it in. So on that draw in, really feel the whole weight of your leg. Your inner thighs should be doing so much work to draw that leg back in. Working to keep your torso standing up tall when we glide back into that lunge. So not leaning forward toward the bar, but standing up tall, straight leg on that gliding foot. 8 and up. 7 and up. 6 up. 5 up. 4, lots of weight. 3, engaged core. 2, strong front knee, not collapsing in. Last one, stay back here. Pulse, 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 pulse. So that back knee is staying straight. This pulse is just a couple inches forward, couple inches back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Let's work on our balance. Arms up if you can. Tall, tall, really engaged core. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drag, drag. Switch sides. Glider under the other foot. Back and in. And of course, we're thinking about that gliding leg being straight, pushing straight back behind us, lots of weight. But the front leg, we are focusing on that knee position. The glutes and hips are pushing back. That front knee is staying way behind the toes and is not coming forward. No danger there. My legs are a lot longer than I think they are. I'm like 5 feet tall and all of my height is in my torso. So thought I had plenty of room here with this rug. And in, back, and in. 2 more, back, and in. Last one, back, and in. Pushing back, we pulse, pulse, pulse. Standing up tall with this torso. Speaking of long torsos, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Work on your balance if you like. Stand tall, arms up, engaged core for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw it in. Nice, you guys. Whoa. Let's come into something more simple and classic. We'll just do a first position plie series. So holding onto your bar, arm out, plie, plie. Just a simple first position plie to start. Plie, And my plies are not that deep because of my restricted range of motion in my ankle. Feel free to plie as deeply as you can while keeping both heels on the floor right now. 4, 3, 2, 1, arm out, and we pulse. Pulse, if you'd like, you can balance here. Pulse, when you're balancing, or if you're on the bar, tall, 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 back of the head over back of the spine. That cue should help you keep your torso fully upright. Pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come into our Grand Plie series. That means we're going to come down, we're going to lift the heels up, and we're going to come all the way through. Grand Plie, all the way through. Grand Plie. Now in the plie, drop the heels here, squeeze the thighs together there. So think really about engaging those inner thighs. Drop the heels to the floor as soon as you can. That will definitely bring the work into those inner thighs as they draw themselves back together. Tall torso, back of the head over the back of the spine. 4, up, 3, up, 2, up. Last one, stay in releve. Plie up, plie up. If you really want to challenge your balance, you can do these plies in releve. This is definitely a challenge. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, hold. Pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Awesome. All right. Our last move at the bar, although we're going to start our core work standing, but our last move at the bar, we are going to take a weight, optional, and put it behind your knee. See if I can squeeze this weight enough. Lifting it up, pulse that heel to the sky. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Oh my goodness, my hamstring is already feeling this. Working to keep your hips parallel to the floor. You're not wanting to open up that hip right now. We're working the glute and the hamstring. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, out, down, back, down, out, down, back. So coming into this fire hydrant and back. Again, with the fire hydrant, not opening up that hip. Feel the squeeze in your oblique. Feel your core work to stabilize your torso. 4, and back. 3, and back. 2, and back. Last one, and back. Grab that weight. Switch to the other side, starting with that lift, lift, lift. So with this lift, we're trying to start really high, trying to start parallel to the floor, and just pushing our heel up to the sky a little bit. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, out, down, back, down, fire hydrant, down, lift, fire hydrant, lift, out, up, out, up, out, up. 4 more. 4, and lift, out. 3, and lift, out. 2, and lift. Last one and lift. Beautiful. As I said, we are going to start our core just standing here. We're going to come into second position. We'll be holding just one weight here. Super wide second position. We are going to come down into a plie. Check your knee position, knees not collapsing in. Weight up above. Reach over to one side. Reach over to the other. So starting to strongly engage the core. A lot of work for the obliques. Keeping the hips at the same spot in space. Beautiful. Side to side. Plane, 2 panes of glass. One in front, one behind. We're staying in one single plane of existence here. Not moving forward or backward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Pulse, 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 pulse. See if you can sit a little deeper into that second position. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Thinking up and over with that rib cage. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, setting your bar out of the way. If you have not done so already, let's lay out our mat, or you can just lay directly on the floor, of course. We are going to start with our weights in our hands, optionally, and a full sit up. So legs are stretched out, weights in our hands up above. We're going to try to keep the weights in the same spot in place. I'm going to flex my feet here for a little bit of stability, lifting the arms above the head. So your arms are not actually moving that much. The weights should theoretically, if you were holding sparklers, you would just see a straight line up and down, trying to avoid any kind of curve or arc. Lift and up. And if this is not working for you today, you can plant your feet, and that might give you a little more stability. Lift and up. And if that's not helping either, you can just stick with a crunch pulse instead of coming all the way up. 4 and down. 3 and down. 2 and down. Last 1 and down. Now we will do that crunch pulse, crunch up, up. So really think about up instead of toward your toes. Try to get those weights up into the air. Straight line with those sparklers for 8, 7, feet flex to engage those legs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice. We're going to come into a side plank. We're going to do a weighted or unweighted dip, your choice. Lots of choices for feet. You can be on both knees, bottom knee, feet spread, feet stacked. I think I'll probably go feet spread today. You want your elbow right underneath your shoulder. You can have your weight up in the air, or you can set it on your hip, dip and up, or you can, the weight is totally optional, dip and up. Dip, 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 up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. We're going to come back to that side. We'll just get both sides warmed up here. Dip, 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 dip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going back to the first side. So set back up in your plank. We're gonna dip, arm over. Dip, arm over. Dip, over, dip. So that over should help your hips rise up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Get set up. Dip, over, dip, over, dip, over, dip, over. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Keeping the work in the side of the body, we are going to come into a Russian twist. You can use both weights, arms together. I'll just use one. You can have your feet on the mat, or you can come up into a boat, keeping those hands right at the chest. Twist, 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 twist. Nice. Really strong twist, you guys. Twist, 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 twist. Keep it going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to the middle. We'll rest for just a second. We're gonna have one foot on the floor, lift the other leg into the air if you can, twisting toward this outstretched leg, twist, all one direction. Twist, twist, twist. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, coming down to the mat. Weights in your hands if you would like. We're gonna cross those hands. We're just gonna do a simple crunch here. Crunch, crunch, crunch. If this is a little easy, alternate lifting one leg and then the other. Crunch, crunch. Still too easy. Double crunch, 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 crunch. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up into a plank, we are going to set our weights aside and then bring them back to the center. So plank will be on your hands. If you have bad wrists, just do the elbow plank and touch out. You could use the weights also if you're on your elbows, but it's a little more logistically challenging. So you can be on your knees, on your toes, either way, straight line. I'm gonna spread my feet a little because we're really gonna challenge our balance. Take one weight, set it outside. Other weight, set it to the side. Pick one, bring it back. Pick the other, bring it back. Switch sides, out, out, in, switch sides, out. So really working to minimize twisting in that torso. a little bit is kind of inevitable. Having your feet spread will help with that. But the goal here is to use your core to control that motion. In, last set, out, out, in, hold the plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Weights to the side. Our last core move on the mat is going to be a bridge. There's just a little more glute work here. Draw your feet together, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your knees, palm down on the mat, lift and lower, lift and lower. Nice. So really feel the squeeze of those inner thighs on the way up. Normally our focus on a bridge is on the glutes, but with our inner thighs zipped up like this, really brings the work there. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep it up here, step out, out, in, just like we were doing with our weights, other side, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. So focusing on keeping those glutes in the air to the extent that you can. Out, out, squeeze in, out, out, in, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold together, squeeze up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, roll down. Okay, getting ready to come into our stretch. Let your knees rock side to side. Kind of start to take the tension out. Take one ankle, put it above the opposite knee, reach through your leg. Get a nice stretch here. You can reach up to the calf if you want even more stretch. Just whatever is comfortable for you. Feel this nice stretch in the hip of the bent leg and along the hamstring and calf of the straight leg. And switch to the other side. Nice. Starting to let those muscles relax, let go of the tension that they've built up as we worked so hard today. Feel that good release in the hip, in the back of the leg. Slowly let go and slowly roll up to sitting. We're going to come to a seated wide V. Let's start keeping our upper body between 2 panes of glass, reaching over to one leg. Shoulders open. Feeling some stretch on the side of the body here. We did a lot of oblique work and other side work. Now you can face the leg, walk to the center, hold the center stretch, flex the feet, point them, flex, point. Now choose where you would like to be to get the most stretch that you need right now to hold. And now walk over to the other leg. Open up those shoulders. Trying to have the shoulders facing the wall parallel, working to keep both glutes down on the mat. Rise up, stacking those knees, one on top of the other. Both feet on the mat. Hold your hands behind if you can. Open up your chest. Get a nice stretch through your upper body here. And now cross the opposite arm of the leg that's on top across your body. Catch that arm, stretch the shoulder out. And switch legs, other knee on top. Start with that nice chest stretch. Opening up the chest, getting a little stretch in the arms. And now opposite arm of the leg that's on top across the body. Catch it underneath with the other hand. Feeling again those hips relax in this position. Letting go. And unwind yourself. Put your hands on the mat. Come to hands and knees. Open those knees wide. Now tuck your toes under, toes wide. We're in our super wide second position here. We're gonna slowly roll up. Let our body give a chance to adjust our blood pressure. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale into that deep plie one more time. And exhale. Ladies, take your curtsy. Gentlemen, take your bow. Thank you very much for joining today. I hope you had a great workout. And hopefully I'll see you all next week or maybe on Thursday. Stop the record.